What's up, guys? Yes, hello. Hello. This is the one and only African superstar. It's been a very long time, months, since I have actually gone live. Um, and this thought has been prevailing on my mind for the past several days. I am stateside. Yes, you guys see me in my car. The only time I drive is when I'm in America. So it's kind of a dead giveaway. So, yes, the one and only African superstar is stateside. I kind of came quietly, as I tend to do originally, because I was attending a surprise birthday party for a friend of mine in Seattle. And I traveled there last weekend and gave a most epic surprise. Yes. And so I'm currently in Ohio and I'm out and about. The topic I want to talk about today is an unpopular opinion because obviously to the world, to even Americans, America's like the end all be all. And we are literally never promoted to think about or beyond our life in the West when we are born and raised here and so on and so forth. I've been in the States now for a couple weeks, and it's just so evident to me that if you are here, you really need to create an evacuation plan, a plan B. I mean, it's so crazy, so dangerous. So much is going on. The influences that are going out to our kids, the instability of our peers, the frequency of random violence, the chemically modified foods. I mean, the things that I talk about regularly now that I'm just here, it really resonates. And so I want to, of course, make this message out to you guys. I always come because when I get these insights, although I've already taken the initiative and although I have somewhat secured myself, I can't help but send out the warnings to those around me, those that would listen, those that see what is happening. Just all this stuff going on. Big shout out to the African Superstar family, guys. If you are here, happy to see me. Go ahead and support the stream. Yes. The channel is now monetized again. Thank God. Woo! Yeah. It's been a whopping 6 months that the channel has not been monetized, indeed. And so I'm happy to know that I was able to get that sorted out. What's up, homegirl healer? Hi, shout out to the African Superstar family. It's been a minute. Your girl been moving around behind the scenes. I released a new song for the African Superstar music lovers called Sunday Born. We're currently doing a dance challenge. So if any of you guys are dancers or no dancers, there's 150 cash prize for the dance video with the most views. The details are on the community tab. I'll repost it today. But yes, unpopular opinion. If you live in America, and I'm even going to expand it. I'm going to say if you're in the UK, if you're in Canada, anywhere in the West, a plan B is necessary. You don't know how relieving it is to know that you can just hop a flight at any minute and get the hell out of here because you've already set up the infrastructure somewhere else. Options are good. And when you think about, for instance, affluent and rich people, what do? They have properties all over the world. Why? Obviously, it's income and all of that, but it's the ability to, evacuate if necessary. Options are so important. And like I said, I know that when we are born and raised in these environments, we're never promoted to think like that. We're never promoted. We're promoted to put all of our theoretical eggs in one basket and just be here. And if stuff hits the fan, because I mean, if you're paying attention to world events, you're seeing what's going on with Israel, you're seeing what's going on with Russia and China and Ukraine. America is very provocative. They're always involving themselves in other people's conflicts, other people's issues, and all of that. And it's extremely unwise. But how that translates into you guys that are living here, how that potentially can impede in your lifestyle. I was speaking to a young man just the other day at the shop I was at, and he was telling me that he recently got out of the military, but he was concerned because he knows that if, for instance, the U.S. goes to war, that they can draft him, they can call him back into service. And he was talking about how he does not want to do that. He doesn't want that responsibility. And I said, that's the reality. The reality is that we get impacted by these governments and these countries that we live in. And that's why it's just so, so nice to have a plan B. Big shout out, Stacy. I see you there. Black Messiah, Coach Kiaria. Yes, guys, it's the one and only African superstar. I'm in the building with an unpopular opinion. I'm in my car, so that you know what that means. Huh? When you see me in the car, you know I'm driving. I'm driving, yes. And there's only one place in the whole world that the African superstar drives in, and that's here, yes. So I hope you guys are doing really good. Like I said, the channel is remonetized. Thank God. Hallelujah. So, do the needful. What's up, Sarah C? Mihoye. It's the same. Boko. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm here with family and things like that. Just trying to, make the most of the time. My little sister kind of expressed to me that she misses me and having me around. So I decided to come spend a little time with her here in the US. And I tell you, love is patient, love is kind, because if not for my sister, I would not be spending any semblance of time here at all. As you guys know, for the past, since 2017, I haven't spent any significant amount of time here in America. This is my first, longer period here since my dad's funeral earlier this year. And I'm just observing the situation around me. And I'm like, wow, it's really crazy. It's really bad. And I always promote you guys to be proactive. I always promote you guys to look at the bigger picture, be a critical thinker, practice our mission statement, SMP, strategy, maturity, and patience. I always promote you guys to do that. And above all of that, I exemplify that example, show you how to walk it like I talk it, show you, provide you resources, answer your questions. I'm offering tours to Ghana if you want to come and visit Ghana. But, there are loads of other countries, other options too. If Ghana's not your speed, shameless plug. We do have a tour coming up. Yes, October 2024, October 21st to the 27th. Taye Uhuru and I, we're going to do it again, the remix. Welcome to Ghana tour part 2. Yes. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go to www.tayeahuru.com and get the details, book, and all of that. Because I can't stress it enough, guys. I cannot stress it enough. Years ago, when I was trying to find my way out of the matrix, I felt at that time it was imperative. It's extra imperative now. It's extra imperative. And for those diasporians that are going to the continent trying to settle, it's quite normal that you'll go back and forth to get your footing. Obviously, that's one of our advantages, is being able to kind of dip into these worlds, get resources, get money, get products, whatever we need to do, the connections. But basing here is where the danger is. Basing here, spending extended amounts of time here, it's just not advisable. And I feel just as resolute about that as I do when I'm in Ghana, still talking about these issues, coming here and just seeing the climate, seeing how people are behaving. I was having a chat with someone the other day and they were telling me that Americans are just so upset. They're so frustrated. And that's what leads to like road rage. And that's what's leading to these outbursts and these random violence, because people are just literally so frustrated that any little thing that they do, any little problem that they encounter, set them off. You know, and you can't be naive to think, oh, I don't live that life, Gina. I just go to work. I just go to church. I just go to school. I stay out the way. I don't run in the streets. I'm telling you, these folks with their mental state, coupled with the accessibility to weapons. I recently learned here in Ohio, you know, when I left back in 2017, Ohio was a conceal and carry state. Okay. Which means, you know, they would have to, if they had weapons, they couldn't be visible and all of that stuff. Okay. Matter of fact, it had to be concealed to be carried out. You couldn't just walk around with your weapons unless you're military or police. Well, I've learned that Ohio is now turned into an open carry state, which means you can just be having your guns out. In addition to that, Ohio is now a stand your ground state. Okay. Stand your ground state. That previously was not here. The state I knew that had stand your ground was Florida. You know, we all know about the George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin case, you know, where he used stand your ground law as his defense for murdering that man. Now it's here in Ohio. You see what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And you've got to pay attention to these things because they could potentially affect you. You can't be naive and think, oh, well, I don't. And that's what I see here in America. I see that whole naivety of you know, these things continually happening. School shootings continually happening. Police brutality, mass shootings, you know, all this LGBT trans agenda, all this stuff. We see it going on and we see it impacting other people, but we somehow think, oh, it's not going to come in my door. Not my kids, not my family, not my husband, not my son, you know what I mean? And then next thing you know, hashtag. Huh? If you guys are listening to me, let me see hashtag. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. All right? Because those other people that became victims, they didn't plan. That was not their life plan. They didn't grow up like, oh yeah, I want to become the hashtag. I want to be the next, you know, viral trend on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. No. So I came with this poignant message yet again to really, really, really encourage those of you that are still in the West entirely. Please, 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 please start considering your plan B. Start considering your evacuation plan. Please. Please. I just cajole you to do that because I'm telling you, you know, Ghana, we have our problems there. The continent has its problems, you know, continentals, the mentality of a lot of things, the greed of the politicians, and, you know, some of the challenges of integrating in the continent. But I tell you what, Africa has never had any world wars. All right. All the rest of these other countries have had world wars. And the main country that stays aggressing in international affairs is the United States of America. What are you guys going to do if these countries that have all this nuclear power decide, you know what, we've had it. We're going to go ahead and blow up New York City. We're going to go ahead and go to LA. We're going to go ahead, because you know they're going to go to major cities. You know that's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to go to New York. They're going to go to Atlanta and Chicago and LA. And, you know, these are the rules of, this is the art of warfare. What are you going to do? Because you need to think about it. Because you on an individual level doesn't want to get involved in none of this stuff. You feel like it doesn't pertain to you. But you, as an American, all right, as a resident of this country, the BS that our government and military do, it does trickle down. And one thing, that many of us have been fortunate, in the West in our entire lifetime, like me. I'm 40 years old. I've never experienced wartime, in America, in the UK. I've never seen the reality of war. But I can tell you from what I've read about it, it's not nice, guys. Everything ceases, everything stops, airfare stops, partying stops. You know what I mean? Freedom as we know it changes. Potential threats, because they're doing warfare. And now that this is modern warfare, you're not going to see the armies line up at the battleground and kind of slaughter each other. This is like cyber, chemical, all that kind of stuff. They got drones. Okay. They don't even got to be here to be here. You feel me? So, I know I'm shouting. I know. Big shout outs to Shoshana. Sarah makes the point. Ghana has many problems, but safety and quality of life aren't one of them. Now, some of you guys, not my channel, I believe, not my audience. Hello. But some, YouTube viewers are making a big deal out of these, recent deaths in Gambia. There was recently a woman who was murdered in Ghana. I believe it's in the Cape Coast area. I'm not sure. People are making big deals out of that and talking about that. Listen, do you even know how many Black women are murdered in the West? It can't even quantify. I'm not saying that those women's deaths were not valid and they were not, sad and tragic indeed. But, the frequency cannot even be compared. You're way more in harm's way here. Way more in harm's way here. Furthermore, those cases are a bit more involved because they involve, potential partners. Okay, so basically domestic violence. One thing that you have here in America that you rarely encounter in Africa, for instance, is the random. See, you can be a woman and randomly run into someone, and end up dead. I'm seeing that this, people are meeting on those dating apps and stuff and being killed. There was a case, I posted about it on my Instagram. A 19-year-old girl, she was a divester though. I mean, I'm not taking away from the severity, but she was a divester. I gotta say, white tea men are the most dangerous men on the planet, the most violent men on the planet. Don't let the media tell you different. They are the perpetuators of all the world wars. They are violent. Okay. So I know they want to give you a romantic vision of this interracial dating, but that's not the reality. Nonetheless, this 19-year-old girl met a dude on Tinder. Okay. Went on a date with him. He chopped her up into pieces and scattered her all across the city. That happened within, that's been about a month. So I ain't never heard of nothing like that happening in Ghana. I ain't never heard of nothing like that happening. So, the danger is here, guys. And it's just so imperative, in this 2024. Plan B, evacuation. Sit down with yourself and ask yourself, if an emergency happened here in Canada, if an emergency happened here in America, what would I do? Where would I go? If all your eggs are in this basket, you're banking on the fact that you're not going to need to evacuate. You're banking on the fact you're never going to need to get away from what's going on here. you're potentially saying, okay, well, I'm going to just live my life here and come what may. And again, if something pops off, you see these escalations with Israel. All right. Israel is wilding out, and America's saying, hey, we're unequivocally going to back up Israel no matter what. What does that mean exactly? Do you realize? Hello? So that means Israel's over there wilding out, okay, shooting missiles at Iran and doing all this kind of stuff. Okay, I know what the media says about the situation, but the truth remains. Israel is being aggressive with other countries. America says they're unequivocally going to back them up. So that means the situation continues to escalate. America's going to get involved, and that puts us in the middle of it again. When they were shooting missiles over in the Middle East a few weeks ago, they actually closed all the airspace in East Africa. Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard about that. See, because we don't think far. As they say in Ghana, we don't think far. It's going to touch us. Whatever that pops off there, it impacts us even wherever we are. Okay, there was somebody who was trying to go from Ethiopia to London, but guess what? The airspace got closed. Why? Because of Israel shooting missiles to Iran. Airspace going to be shut if war pops off. Let me tell you, that vacation to Hawaii, that trip to the Great Wall of China, hello, it's over. And if you happen to be in America and the airspace shuts and you need to get, you're still trying to go to Africa and, whatever. Somebody brought it up the other day that there's not even any cruise ships. We don't even have no cruise ships that go from the U.S. to Ghana. Okay, they got cargo ships that come to the port with goods, but there's no cruise ship. Carnival doesn't go to Lagos. They don't go to Accra. They don't go to Freetown, or you see what I'm saying? You got to think about all that stuff. It's very, very realistic, guys. What I'm saying, it's not far-fetched. I'm serious. It's not far-fetched at all. So this is just me again. I've been very scarce on YouTube, but this was just tugging on me. Go talk to your channel. Go petition them yet again. Tell them what, needs to be going in their heads. Plan B, it's necessary. Big shout out to Kobe Musa. I see you. Sarah C says, a young man knifed a 19-year-old in Park Slope, Brooklyn a few weeks ago because she wouldn't give the number. Listen, you answering to people, you engaging with people, it's your prerogative. Okay, you don't have to talk to anybody you don't want to. You don't have to give your number to anybody. And that's certainly no reason for anybody to get violent with you because you choose not to engage with them. This response in itself is stupid. And I don't know where your head is at. Because how you connect the dots. First of all, Americans are rude. Let me just put that out there. All right. So people not responding to you, not saying good morning, it's very commonplace here. It's normal. Okay. Most people, you're walking up the sidewalk, they won't even look at you, make eye contact, they won't even acknowledge you. So that's definitely not any grounds to inflict violence on someone. Now you done took somebody's entire life because they wouldn't give you their phone number. And rightfully so. She probably saw, oh, this dude is crazy as hell. I don't want to give him my number. He looks suspect. He looks dangerous. And she was right. Big shout outs. I don't really know, Sarah C. I've actually never looked up. I'm not a cruiser. Some of you guys might be cruising. I don't know. I've never seen any cruise advertising to African nations. But what I know is there's no cruise to Accra. That's definitely, I've never, ever seen a cruise ship, on the whole Labadi Beach, the seaside. There's no port, there's a port there in Tama, but that is for shipping containers and stuff like that. It's not like a tourist port or anything like that. So, you got to think about that. I had all these thoughts back in COVID time, see, when the borders were shut in England. And I was like, oh no, I'm trapped here. And I told y'all, I looked up the walking directions. How long would it take me to walk to Ghana if necessary? But you can't walk through the sea, guys. You guys aren't white Jesus. You can't walk on water. Okay. You're going to need a boat or a plane. And if, not to mention all that stuff is going to be restricted. Hello. Do you know Coast Guard? Yeah. So if wartime begins, you're going to be stuck in America, basically, or wherever. If the world war breaks out, wherever you are is wherever you want to be. And if you try to get somewhere else, you're going to have to probably get creative, and you're going to need money. You're going to need, your passport. You're going to need resources. At minimum, plan B should at least be, okay, maybe you saved $10,000 cash. You got your passport ready. You got a little emergency pack that if need be, you can just pick it up and go. If you're not ready to fully be elsewhere or something like that. But it just bears repeating in importance that you please establish a plan B. That's what I came to tell you guys. I'm not gonna keep going on. Big shout outs. What's up, Kobe's in China? Now I know that Ghana is freedom land and I'm coming back to motherland. Everybody always gotta go to the foreign countries before y'all know. You Ghanaians, hey, you Ghanaians do not appreciate your home. You're not nationalistic. I said it on the interview on Web Nation. You guys think Ghana is the worst place to be until you get out in these international countries and you see. There's a little saying, F around and find out. Yeah. Now you done moved all the way to China. You done took the expense, the time. You done went through immigration and everything, all to find out that Ghana was the place to be. All to find out Ghana's a safe country. All to find out, there's racism abroad. It took that. Why can't Ghanaians and other Africans learn and understand before they got to go through it? Why? People probably try to tell you, Kobe, when you was in Ghana. People probably try to tell you, hey, man, do something here in Ghana. Get a farm, get some land, build a business. You didn't want to hear that. No, you want to travel. I want to travel. I want to go abroad. I want to go to America. I just want to make, some money and I'll come back to Ghana. See? Sorry. I said it with my whole chest. Ghanaians, you guys don't appreciate your country. And the unfortunate thing is the way that you guys are moving, the foreigners are going to take over Ghana and you're not going to have a bone in the fight. Because you guys are evacuating your country voluntarily. At the same time, you see foreigners coming in, buying up everything. You don't inquire why they're there. You don't prevent them from doing it. And when you go out there, you're going to get trapped. And when you come back, it's going to be difficult to get into the game. Because once they get the game going, it's a wrap. Okay, all right. Whew. I had to get that off my chest. I had to get that off my chest. What's up, guys? Big shout outs. Rokoya says, having an exit strategy is the sign of an astute and progressive mind. Big shout outs to you. She's right. Because it means that you're paying attention to what's going on around you and you're making moves before it's forced upon you. See, there's going to be millions of Americans, millions of Brits, millions of Canadians. When stuff hits the fan, that's when they're going to want to try to scramble and figure things out. And guess what? Hello, I gave the example of that Titanic. Yeah, when the ship is going down, that's not the time. That's not the time to figure it out. Okay? It's just like when you get on the airplane, most of us, world travelers, frequent travelers, international travelers, every flight, they show us the exits. They tell us, about the oxygen mask and what we're supposed to do in the case of emergency. I've never been on an emergency on a flight, but I bet you anything, when the emergency pops off, everybody looks stupid and try to figure out what to do. Because they didn't listen, they didn't familiarize themselves, they didn't check the placard in the seat in front of them. It's not the time. The time is ahead of time. That's it. That's it. That's saying, ooh, the way the country is going is not what I like. I should think ahead, plan ahead. Ooh, these military tensions that's going on, with Israel, it seems to be getting worse. It seems kind of crazy. If America gets involved, we're going to be in war. That's intellect, connecting the dots. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? What's up? Stacy's talking about an emergency. If you need to leave, you probably have to show you belong in another country. Having residency permits, having second citizenships, all of that kind of stuff. Listen, part of the evacuation plan, part of the plan B. Stacy's an individual that has, she can visit the US, come see family, come do stuff, but she's already set up the infrastructure for her and her family in Ghana. So if anything pops off, she can go back. If she's in the US, she can go. If she needs to come and utilize stuff here, she can come. She has that fluidity. And that's a huge asset in this climate. Big shout outs. We try to warn them. Well, they heard me today. They heard me today. I said my piece because sometimes I just look at Ghanaians and I'm thinking it's just so unfortunate. I love this country so much. I love Ghana so much. And I want and hope that Ghanaians will enjoy their country and that they would have the law of the land, but they don't get it. They don't get it. And unfortunately, some of them that are abroad, because they kind of stay in their little bubbles in their communities, they still don't see what's happening even in America, because they just fraternize with each other and they kind of just tune out world events. And it's like, okay, well, those Ghanaians that are here living in America, for instance, if this situation pops off, it's going to come to them like a complete shock. Oh my God, we're in war? What happened? What do you mean? What do you mean I can't fly to Ghana? What do you mean? Airspace is closed. What are you talking about? Nuclear weapons. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. Big shout outs. What's up? What's up? I'm Black on Friday. Black Beauty, what's up, family? This is it. This is it. With all the foreigners coming to Africa in just a minute, it's going to be just like here. The same way people work and live in apartments, can't afford anything, can't buy houses, can't get land, can't start the business. It's going to happen in Africa. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to make the continentals just the workforce. They're going to be living in Ghana, but not have a share of it. You feel me? Big shout outs to Buffalo Soldiers. Says a few things that Africa doesn't have and they would want can be acquired and built in Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, etc. You have everything. If there's no movie theater, skating rink, game room, build it. Big shout outs to her. That's real talk. A lot of opportunity, but unfortunately, the Continentals are going to let the foreigners corner those markets, and they're going to become the consumers. What has happened to Black Americans in America? Where we're here, we're stuck. We don't own anything. We don't have freedom of mobility because we don't have the resources or the knowledge. We're just stuck here. We're just stuck here. Have no home, have no land, have no ownership, have no control. You know what I mean? We're just a consummate consumer. We're just a consummate workforce. That's what they want to duplicate in Africa. Okay. Some of our people are obsessed and addicted to these non-Black people. And we think, and we're also blinded by religion. We also think, oh no, that will never happen. And we think that there's good in them and that they're going to do the right and moral thing, even though they never have done the right and moral thing. We think, no, that could never happen here, Gina. You're talking complete madness. Okay. All right. Big shout outs. What's up? Black Messiah said, how are the hospitals in Ghana? Do the foreigners work there? My American doctor is licensed to practice in Rwanda. I personally don't know a lot about the healthcare system. I have just, utilized a dermatologist so far. So I can't really say. I know there's a couple people that have had medical treatment since they've been in Ghana. I know Miss Aquila, she's had ankle surgery in Ghana. I, from what I understand, the medical care in Accra, the medical facilities in in the capital are pretty good, I guess. But I have not personally needed to use them. I know some diasporans have had, given birth in Ghana now and growing their families. So, I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to healthcare, I mean, we face healthcare discrepancies all across the board because even if we're in Western nations, they're still doing a lot of wahala in the medical field. So I don't really know. We just have to hope for good health and, try to live, healthy lives and things like that. But, if it happens, it happens. I always tell myself, hey, if I find myself in those situations and doesn't work out, that's just my time to go, So, all right, family, 32 of you, no super chats. I told y'all the channel is now remonetized. So please do the necessary. Channel been demonetized for 6 good months. I haven't earned 1 red cent from YouTube and I still been coming and giving content. If that doesn't say that I care, I don't know what does. Because I can tell you a whole lot of your other favorite YouTubers will not do anything if it's not money related. Exactly. Bishop Stacy says, Luca Health is an American clinic, works almost on par with the U.S. standards in East Legon. Okay, Big Shots. That's my neighborhood. So that's good to know. I think actually I saw a YouTube video about Luca Healthcare. So yes, Big Shots. Okay, well that's all right, guys. Don't worry. But we are remonetized. I know that. They sent me an email saying that it was back on. So maybe the super chat hasn't got reactivated. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. I still love y'all nonetheless, and that's why I'm coming with this message. Please heed my message, please. Please sit down with yourself, map out your plan B. What does that look like? Stop, fabricating it in your world, your fantasy world, and figure out how to implement it and make it a reality. Figure it out. You can even do a drill. Well, okay, New York City just got bombed. I mean, I don't want that. I know I have some New York viewers, but I'm just saying as an example. Oh my goodness, Russia has attacked America. Now what am I going to do? Think about it. What are you going to do? What's going to be your game plan? Think about it. Because the mentality that nothing's going to happen to America, oh, we're the superpower of the world. Nobody's bold enough to attack us. Okay, all right. Well, what will you do if they do? What will you do if they do? You're a young man living in America. You ready to get drafted? Have you thought about it before? These are things you need to think about. All right, family. Big shout out to African Superstar family. I had a lot of you guys in here. I hope that you liked the stream, at least at minimum. And I hope you guys are doing really, really good. Like I said, I'm okay. I'm just having that's what I'm saying, Black Beauty. Well, they're not gonna bomb. They're not gonna bomb Seattle. They're not gonna bomb Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? They're not gonna bomb Phoenix. You know what I mean? They're gonna go for the big cities first. Even in all those movies, them superhero movies, they're always in the big cities. New York, Chicago, LA. That's where the aliens go. That's where Men in Black be at. That's where they don't come to Columbus, Ohio. You feel me? They're not going to go to Lexington, Kentucky. They're going to go to the major cities first. And what's more major in America than New York City? If you ask the average foreigner to name you 5 cities in America, all right, I guarantee, I could bet money. All right, I could bet money if we go find 10 foreigners and we ask them, name me 5 cities in America, New York City is going to be 8, 9 out of 10, period. I know when I was living in the UK and I would tell people I'm from America, there was 4 cities that they would always mention. New York City, Orlando, because they all take their kids to Disneyland in Florida, Chicago, and LA. You see what I'm saying? So if something pops off, the probability that if they want to go for if they want to go for an American city, buddy, New York is in the top 5 of where they're going to go. I mean, probably the only other city that's probably more substantial, in terms of symbolic, is like Washington, D.C., because the White House is there and all the government, the Senate, and all of that. But if you pay attention to that, like September 11th, now they hit both, so to speak. That's a whole nother conversation. But they went to the Pentagon and they hit the World Trade Centers, New York and DC. So, yeah. Okay, see, that's some type of evacuation plan. It's just real. The aliens are all in New York City. The aliens, that's where they be at. That's where they be. The alien movies, they be in New York City. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen an alien movie in Columbus, Ohio. I'm telling you. I've never seen it. I've never seen, I went to school in Cincinnati. No aliens in Cincinnati. No UFO sightings. No, none of that. New York, yeah. The UFOs over the city. It's over the Empire State Building. It's over, the Statue of Liberty. We done seen the aliens, come attack the Statue of Liberty. You know what I mean? That's where they go. They be in the subway. Where did they shoot Ghostbusters? That was either New York or Chicago. That was in the 80s. So the aliens are in the major cities. It's just a fact. All right, family, I gotta roll. I've been on here like 45 minutes. I'm hot. I'm sweating in my car, but I can't roll the windows down because, I don't want nobody listening to my conversation. You know what I mean? Because they crazy out here. I'm at the McDonald's. Look, I'm at the McDonald's, guys. I can't lie. I had to come get some of that McDonald's breakfast, man. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna lie. Had to have it. I'm addicted to it. Every time I'm stateside or I'm in the UK, breakfast at McDonald's, it is what it is, It is. Something must kill a man. Something must kill a man. All right, family, I'm out. Okay, I love you guys. Most of all, if you love me too, just hear what I have to say and pay attention and do something about your circumstance, please. I don't want to be getting the emails. Oh my God, Gina, I'm stuck in America. I don't want to hear. I don't want it. Okay, because I'm not going to tell you in the time of need that I told you so. But it is what it is. So and please, if stuff hits the fan, do not contact me. Please don't. Email Wodamaya or Black Acres of the Gambia or Dynast, or don't come talking to me because I've said it too many times. I've warned you guys too many times. All right, family, I love you guys. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.